Vanity is actually extremely good for you. Vanity is what I would call a gateway drug into looking after yourself, because we all know that if you don't feel good, you don't look good. Right, well, that's the first thing. So often what we need to do is think about looking after our health in order to look after our appearance. Hello and welcome to Own Your Health with me, Katie Brindle. So today we're going to be talking all about how vanity is good for you. Now, that's quite an interesting topic in itself, but before vanity is good for you, we've decided that we're going to do a little bit of a kind of outtake, which we've decided to call Laughter is the Best Medicine. Because it is. And what the team here have decided is that actually I am quite funny. Not just because I'm funny in terms of me delivering this to you guys, but just like the backstory about my life. They're following me on social media going, oh my God, like what the hell goes on in your life? It's just completely ridiculous. So we've decided that I'm going to share some of this with you and I'm going to make you laugh. I hope so. So this week is no exception. So this is a week where I've had quite an interesting backstory because recently I was invited to Buckingham Palace to meet the Queen. And that's not really normal in its own right. So basically I had a huge meltdown about, oh my God, what am I going to wear? So I decided, because I don't live in London, but I thought, no, it's a big deal and I've got nothing to wear, despite the fact that Mr. Brindle would severely disagree with that fact. But anyway, nothing that was going to work right. So off I go to a very nice shop and I go and buy myself a brand new outfit. So I'm looking the part and my hair looks good and my makeup looks good and it's not pouring with rain. And I'm like, oh my God, I look great. But the thing is that as usual with me, I don't just get to do one thing and one thing only because I'm juggling about a million different things every day, like most people. So not only do I have this amazing glamorous event where I get to meet the Queen at Buckingham Palace, but afterwards I was going to go and meet this amazing South Korean master for 4 hours where I was going to do this really cool workshop, which involved a completely different outfit from this like super daytime glamorous thing. So basically I'm thinking, oh shit, I need to take a change of clothes. And I didn't bring a bag because I brought my very nice clutch bag to wear, but I didn't think about the fact that I was going to have to go from the palace to this masterclass, which was the other side of London, and I was going to have to just go from A to B to C without going home. So I'm thinking, oh no. So I've only got my posh clutch bag. So I'm like running around my flat going, I need a bag to put my stuff in. So literally the only bag I could find was this bag, which was, at least it was Waitrose, but basically it's a Waitrose bag for life that was rummaging around in the bottom of the bottom drawer in my kitchen. I thought, oh my God, I literally had to wash it out because it was like, had sort of bits of stale bread in it and some sort of leaking oranges at the bottom. Anyway, so I sort of scrubbed it out. And I literally had to put my change of bags into this bag. So this was the bag that I had to take to Buckingham Palace. Now, that's the first ridiculousness, that the only person I know that gets to go to meet the Queen takes a Waitrose bag with her because that's all I had. But the story gets even more ridiculous, which is why we're sharing it with you. So in amongst all this chaos of my everyday life, meeting the Queen, meeting a South Korean master, and when I'd gone to this really posh shop to go and buy this really posh outfit because I had anything to wear, I went to buy the thing that I needed to get. But of course, the saleswoman had upsold me into a pair of shorts. And I was thinking, actually, it'd be quite nice to wear a pair of shorts. So I really like these shorts. So I popped them onto the bill. I thought, oh, I'll just get them at the same time, without realising that the security tag was still on the shorts. So I now get home and I unpack all my stuff and I'm thinking, oh God, the security tag's on there. What am I going to do with that? I don't live in London. It's a complete palaver to go to this place. So I thought, oh, I know. I'll put the security shorts in the stuff that I need to change my clothes. And somehow or other, she says, mismanaging her time because I didn't even get there. I'll leave the palace. I will go to this shop. I'll change the security tag. Then I'll go meet the Chinese master and everything's going to be great because I'm really bad at time management. So I pop the shorts in my bag for life with all the other clobber that I need, which is totally inappropriate to go to the palace. So of course, I'd not thought it through properly because of course they did a bag search. So I get to the palace and the security guard goes, Madam, can I please search your plastic bag? And he was really posh. And I'm looking like this really strange bag lady in a really nice outfit. And I'm looking really odd and slightly like a security risk in itself. And so I go, yes, sure. And he's opening the bag up and he's like rummaging through my bag going, why has this woman got a change of clothes? And then, of course, he produces the shorts. And so then he goes, Madam, why have you got a security tag on your shorts? So he's now thinking she's definitely a security alert because she's got stolen property in her bag and what's she going to nick from the palace? So I then had to say to him, no. I said, what I'm doing, I said, so I bought this outfit and I bought these at the same time. But they left the security tag in there and that's really annoying. So I've got to go back after the palace and I can see his face just going, That's just really weird. Why would you do that? No, I didn't steal them. So I then produced the receipt, which of course I've got. But you see, I did go a little bit bonkers in this shop whilst I was buying my outfit, and I might have bought a couple of other bits as well. So the receipt comes out. It's really long. So the security guard is holding these shorts with this thing and this massive long receipt, and he's looking at the receipt trying to work out, hang on a minute, here's the stuff, right, okay. And it's all really tiny. And he goes, well, which one are the shorts? Of course, I haven't got my glasses on because I didn't pack them. So I'm like, oh, I'm not really sure. And so he's going, I asked him, but they are on here, and that's why I'm taking them back. So in the end, he just gives up, and he's like, do you know what, madam? I think you just need to go in and enjoy yourself, and then like go and sort yourself out afterwards. And then we're going to assume that you're not a security risk and you're not about to murder HRH, and all is good. So that was the end of that. So anyway, I took my bag and my shorts and my security tag and my receipt all into the palace, and I met the Queen, and it was really good fun. So there we go. That was what happened to me yesterday. We are here with Dr. Vegan again, this time with their brilliant Hair Saviour product. If you're looking to revive your hair's health and lustre, then look no further than this Dr. Vegan supplement. It's an award-winning formula containing 14 hair-loving ingredients like AnaGain, MSM and Biotin. Users have reported visible results in only just 6 to 8 weeks, results including hair growth, shine and strength. Now, not only is this product really good for your hair, but it's also lovely for the planet as well, because it all comes in biodegradable packaging. And last but by no means least, if you use the code BRINDLE25, you will receive 25% off this fabulous product at till point. So there we go. Good for the planet, good for your pocket, and good for your hair. And now I can get on to the topic du jour, which is, of course, vanity is actually extremely good for you. Now, that sounds like quite a radical thing to say, because you see, people would normally think that vanity, why on earth would a Chinese doctor be going, oh, vanity, that's a dreadful thing, you need to think about health. But actually, vanity is what I would call a gateway drug into looking after yourself, because we all know that if you don't feel good, you don't look good. Right, well, that's the first thing. So often what we need to do is think about looking after our health in order to look after our appearance. Because if you've had a late night or you've not slept or you've got a cold, you feel a bit worse for wear the next day, and you need to just either own it or put some makeup on, whichever way you're going to do it. But equally, many people out there actually have heard of me because I was the woman, one of the leading women that brought gua sha into the UK. I mean, I've still got the documents of all of the retailers that I went to speak to way back when, who all rejected it and said it'll never catch on. Oh, well, I proved them wrong. They then proceeded to copy me, which isn't good for business, but it did prove my point. And the reality is that when I first started this brand, I had two tools. I had a beauty tool and I had a body tool. So there was something for your vanity and something for your health. And let me tell you, the one that went crazy bonkers and that took on a meteoric rise to fame, so that crystals and crystal therapy and gua sha was all over TikTok in lockdown, and everybody was doing it, from the great and the good to literally everybody else. It was the beauty tool that took off, because everybody was like, oh, wow, this is going to make me look better, therefore I'm going to do it. The body tool, on the other hand, has never yet, sad to say, it's like the poor relation, it's never had its moment in the sun. Now, I hope body gua sha, courtesy of owning your health, is going to now have its day, because it deserves it, because body gua sha is so good for you. But vanity and beauty gua sha has proved that it's good for you, because what then happened was thousands and thousands and thousands of people bought my gua shas, and further thousands of people bought other people's gua shas, and indeed use it and rave about it because people do it. And what then happened, to me at least, is that people started to trust me because I was right. Now, if you are my children, now there's only a few of those, you would have known that already. But, you know, to a wider audience, you needed to know that I was right, because it works. So this is a beauty and body gua sha tool that you can have lying around your kitchen. But if you press stroke this tool over the surface of your skin, as per the thousands of videos which I've produced in the last several years, you will see for yourself that it does indeed work. And you will indeed look better. No matter how dreadful you looked in the first place, if you do this for 1 minute, I promise you, you will look better. And you will go, ah, she's right. Oh my God, I wonder if she'll help my shoulders. I wonder if she'll help my period pain. I wonder if she'll help my husband's problems. And all of a sudden, the gateway has opened, and then in comes the curiosity. So in that respect, vanity does indeed prove itself to be a gateway drug into this amazing world of Chinese medicine and self-care, because Chinese medicine to me is like France to wine, okay, or France to food. I mean, when I was growing up in a very middle-class family in the 1970s, we used to go to a Bernie Inn every now and then, and you had three choices of wine, red, white or rosé, and that was the height of sophistication. And then we went on our first family holiday to France, and we stopped at a petrol station, and I went in with my mom to go and pay the bill, and I saw the cakes. I was only about 7 at the time. I was like, oh, look at those cakes. I can't believe that's what they eat in France. Wow. Okay. And then scroll forward several years, I entered into the world of Chinese medicine, self-care, and I realised that it is absolutely like a cornucopia it's like a cave of wonders in terms of the solutions that they offer us. It's just we needed to get through the identity of the country, the language barriers, the cultural barriers, and sort of just not really knowing that much about it because China was closed off, certainly in the first part of my life, to break that down, to then go, never mind about any of that. What are they talking about and why are they doing what they're doing? And how do we then incorporate that into our own world? So with that in mind, Vanity and face gua sha is absolutely one of the best things you can do for your beauty. It is also one of the best ways to gain trust into what I'm talking about. And trust in the modern world is a very, very important and delicate energy frequency. Trust can be easily broken and very, very hard to repair. So one of the most wonderful things about Vanity is that it will enable you to trust my content, and you will go, actually, she's right. So actually, let me listen to everything else that she's talking about. So with that in mind, thank you so much for joining. So do please rate and review me on Apple Podcasts, and also follow all of this on Spotify. And you can, of course, leave your comments and ask your questions on TikTok, Instagram and YouTube.